Well, hello and welcome, Crypto Fam. Hope you guys are good. So yeah, as you know, I've been shooting different videos, over the years, talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about wealth creation, talking about network marketing, and so forth, right? So today I'm shooting this video to introduce you to a project that is dear to my heart. And I'm going to tell you right at the end as to why that is the case, right? So before we dive into that, I've been in the crypto space since 2016, late 2016, that is, and 2017. That's when I closed my real estate business because I was in real estate before getting into crypto assets. I closed my real estate business in 2017 and I focus on crypto education, right? Crypto assets, Bitcoin mining, you name it, right? So, over the last few years, of being in this space, because this is a new space that is evolving, rapidly changing. I've seen, both the highs and the lows. And if I were to do this again, I would still do it again. I'll still take both the highs and the lows because it helps you to grow as a person, and also it helps you to, to be better positioned for what is actually going to come in the future because nothing teaches you more than experience, right? So yeah, I'm quite excited about the crypto space, and I think the best is still yet to come. I want to applaud everybody who is an entrepreneur in the space, whether all they're doing is just simply educating people about this particular space, or they're actually building real projects, real products that people can use in the cryptocurrency space, right? And I think, years to come, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, those people who are actively involved today in whatever capacity will be living a completely different life, in the years to come. So that is why even myself, I'm still in the space, loving it, enjoying every minute of it, whether it's a bull run or it's the bear market, whatever the case, right? This is one of the best places to be right now as an entrepreneur. So without taking more time, let me introduce you to the project that I'm excited about. The project is called Bankii. The whole idea regarding this project is to actually help people and make crypto spendable, right? Spend your crypto anywhere, anytime, through this platform called Bankii. So I'm going to tell you all about it just now, right? So there is no doubt about the fact that the world is abuzz with talks about crypto assets. You might have heard something over the years about it, whether it's good or bad or indifferent, but there is just no way that you've heard nothing about Bitcoin or crypto assets over the years because everybody is talking about it. Now, it's been amazing to see over the years how this space has evolved because when we got involved, there were so many questions on, will the government actually ban crypto? Will it still be here, years to come and stuff like that? But right now, the narrative has changed so much. Governments all over the world are basically beginning to embrace blockchain technology and crypto assets. And we've seen governments actually adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. Central African Republic, El Salvador, and many other countries, building frameworks, for crypto adoption and so forth. Other governments actually even going as far as saying, cryptocurrencies are a strategic asset, for them going forward into the future. So there is no ignoring that crypto assets are here and they're here to stay, right? In fact, our very own governor of the Reserve Bank in South Africa once said, when it comes to crypto assets, we've got two choices. We either ignore them and bury our heads in the sand, or we can choose to engage with them, right? And of course, if we bury our heads in the sand and pretend that they don't exist, we can only do so at our own peril, right? But if we choose to engage with them and learn as much as we can and see how we can participate, right, in the crypto asset revolution, I think it can only bode well for us in the future. Okay, right now the world we're looking at over 6% of the world population that is involved in crypto assets. The adoption rate, if you look at other prior technologies like the internet, social media, and so forth, you'll see that the adoption rate for crypto assets is a little bit higher than all other previous innovations, right? But in my personal view, I think that this should actually be a lot higher than what it is right now. And one of the barriers as to why it's not as high as it should be, maybe 20% or 30%. It's because of the following factors. One, it's a lack of education. I mean, we went from when I got started, if you went to YouTube or anywhere else and you wanted to learn about Bitcoin, the first thing you would find is videos actually promoting a certain investment platforms, right? Of which 90% of them were fake, right? Or some of them failed not because of fake, but because of other pressures, right? Like all other businesses do fail. But lack of education is a major factor that is inhibiting people in adopting this technology or this revolution, fast enough. And then, of course, things like security. People don't understand how the space works. People do get scammed, through phishing and stuff like that. They click on links that they shouldn't be clicking on, or they try and use non-custodial wallets and they lose their seed phrases and so forth. So security is a big factor. And then, of course, people that don't have access to banking as it is are actually finding even more difficult to be part of this revolution. So there is, a part about inclusivity that's not yet there, even though the whole idea of actually creating crypto assets is actually also about, making a more inclusive financial services, right? But we find that we're not there yet, right? And then, of course, people that do actually get into this space, do actually earn crypto, whatever the case is, they're finding it hard to actually spend their crypto because of challenges with on ramps and off ramps, right? So these are the main challenges that people are finding ways around them. But those are people that are more determined. But if we are going to see huge and fast adoption, there has to be a much smoother way, as easy as opening a bank account, getting your account number, getting your card, and then being able to spend, right? So Bankii is basically trying to solve this particular problem. One, by offering free education on what crypto assets are and so forth, offering a robust and secure platform that actually is insured, working with the likes of your BitGo and other custodial services that do actually offer insurance, right? And because of the fact that this platform is designed for people, whether they're rich or they're poor, it's trying to create a more inclusive platform by even being able to be accessible by people who are not necessarily banked as we speak right now. As you know that more than 40% of the world population is unbanked, and of course Africa and other emerging continents or markets are actually sitting right at the center of this phenomenon, right? And then, of course, people do struggle with, spending their crypto assets, and this is the solution that Bankii is actually providing, right? So now, how is Bankii going to be providing this? By making easy on ramps using your debit card, also EFTs, in the works for you to be able to do an EFT, into the Bankii platform so that you can be able to purchase your crypto assets. And also, when you want to off ramp, you can easily off ramp your crypto assets into your crypto debit card, and then you can be able to spend them, right? Now, is the timing right for such a project, for such an endeavor? In my personal view, I think 100%, right? We have seen Africa and many other emerging economies actually leapfrogging some technologies. For example, if you go to the rural areas, you'll find that people never really had telephone lines, right? But those people do have access to smartphone or can have access to smartphones. So as a result, because this particular technology works on smartphones, it means that there is now an even bigger market for such a service, right? So again, if you look at Africa, if you look at South America, I mean, guys, the market is ripe for such technologies, right? Africa has got the youngest population. and that is basically mobile. They are seeing everything on the internet, and they're basically wanting to create, wealth for themselves, and specifically, in markets where there is not much red tape, where there is not much gatekeeping, of which, I believe that that's what, crypto assets, can provide. That's what they were originally, created to provide. And because of, our access to internet, smartphones, and all of that, it means that people can be able to access, such services like Bankii and be able to, to benefit from them, right? The economy is busy being digitized everywhere, right? There is a lot of mobile telephony penetration throughout Africa, throughout Asia, throughout South America. And of course, Africa has got a young population that is desiring the best of life, because they can see now that they're exposed. And then, of course, because of lack of inclusion, people are, dismayed by the traditional financial systems and are looking for different opportunities so that they can participate, through other ways into mainstream and global economy, right? So, what is Bankii offering? Well, it's offering in the main the crypto cards. That's in the main. That's what the service is about the crypto-friendly debit cards. That people can use to spend their crypto anywhere and everywhere, right? But these crypto debit cards actually come with a crypto wallet, which will house over 40 different assets, growing, even up to 100 different assets of the main popular assets like your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, maybe Litecoin, you name them, right? The Shiba Inus, your Dogecoin, those would be catered for in this particular wallet. Now, the other interesting thing about this particular platform is that it also offers IBANs. What are IBANs? IBANs are international bank account numbers. So in other words, a person can be anywhere in the world, but they can open up a USD bank account, right, within this particular app. It is possible outside of this particular app, with different platforms, specifically for business people. But this app, brings it much closer, specifically to the crypto community and obviously anyone else that will be using the app. So IBANs, you can open a USD, you can open a Euro account, you can open a British Pound account. And as the community grows, the platform will basically cater for most major fiat currencies, like even the ZAR, where you can be able to do an EFT into your ZAR account, and you're able to also send out, ZAR into other accounts. And then, of course, later on, there will be interest-bearing accounts where you can stake, your crypto assets and so forth. Now, eventually, the crypto debit cards with Bankii will basically come in three different varieties or variations, catering for different people and so forth. So there will be a platinum card for business people. In other words, businesses can also open up a bank account or a crypto account with Bankii. And then they will be able to utilize the debit card, crypto-friendly debit card, also have the IBANs and so forth, right? This will have a huge benefit for businesses that are wanting to be international, that are wanting to service clients from different parts of the world. It will make them easy to either receive payments in crypto or in USD or even euros, right? So the launch cards will actually be looking like this, right? So these cards will come much later on in the stage of the project, but right now, these will be the cards that will come out, right? Visa branded cards, just two colors, blue and black. And the launch price is $99 for the cards. And then you can be able to utilize the card. All limits that will ideally be applying to the corporate and the platinum to the corporate card, you'll basically be able to have with this particular launch card, right? But later on, that will change. Of course, those who are holding this particular card, they will get to keep their benefits, right? So yeah, that is the offering, right? So let me recap before I get into the token. One, Bankii is about crypto debit cards. So these are, Visa crypto-friendly debit cards that one can be able to use to spend their crypto anywhere and everywhere. These cards can be shipped into over 200 different countries globally. So you might find that, this card can be shipped into your country as well. So that's one element. And the other element is the crypto wallet, where you can, you store your crypto assets. You can exchange them from one asset to the other, and so forth. You can also earn staking rewards on your particular crypto assets. And then, of course, you've got your IBAN. So there's three different things or three different offerings that are at the core of this particular app. And that is your debit card, your wallet, and also your IBANs. Now, let's come into the part that I quite like the most, and that is the token, right? So this particular ecosystem is going to be powered by this token. So let's talk about the utility of the token, number one. So this token will give you many benefits. One, you can stake the token to earn attractive, staking rewards. And number two, the most tokens you stake, the less will be your transaction fees as you are utilizing the debit cards. And the more you're spending on your debit cards, this token will also be used as a reward mechanism. So in other words, if you're spending your cards, you're earning different points, and then those points will then be used to reward you and be converted into the Bankii token, right? So that creates utility for the token. And then, of course, the team will work on more and more utility for the token, right? So that's one. And then on the other hand, let's talk about deflationary mechanism, right? So the team every quarter will take certain percentage of the profits, from the business activities, the cards, the wallet, the IBANs, right? They will take a percentage of those profits, and they will buy the token from the open market, and then they will ban the token, right? So meaning the circulating supply will reduce over time because the team is taking real money from the business operations, buying the tokens from the open market, and banning the tokens, right? Meaning reducing the supply. Now, the nice thing about blockchain is that all of this will be transparent. It will be published, via the official Telegram groups and stuff like that, whereby people can be able to, see this and track this, and so forth, right? So what will this then mean for the token, right? Now, this will possibly mean that the value of the token over time will actually get to increase, right? Because of this increase in the utility of the token, as well as decrease in the circulating supply of the token, right? So this is the tokenomics for the token. 20% is allocated to the pre-sale, 15% to the public sale. At the recording of this video, the public sale is not yet done. It will be done on the 15th of October. But do keep with the official channels to stay updated on that if you want to participate. And then, of course, 20% will go into the liquidity. 10% will go into further development. There's quite a lot of stuff that is actually being planned, stuff like a decentralized exchange, stuff like a centralized exchange, maybe even an NFT marketplace and so forth. Now, any development that's actually going to be done will be done through this particular wallet. Now, the plan is to have the community vote on the next item on the roadmap to be worked on, and all of that will be coming from this particular wallet, right? And then the team and the founders, there's a 15% allocation, and there's a 3-year vesting period, which is linear. And then any community growth initiatives, 5% is allocated for that. Now, when we speak of community growth initiatives, we speak of even things like philanthropic activities. Let's say, for example, the team decide they want to adopt, an orphanage. They want to adopt, an animal shelter, children's shelter, and stuff like that. The community will be engaged to vote on that, and any rewards going or any help or assistance going into those activities will basically be coming from the community growth initiative. And then, of course, marketing and promotion will come from this wallet. 10% is allocated for that. And staking rewards, 5% is allocated for the staking rewards. Now, the total initial supply will be 1 billion. And then, of course, it will be reducing from there based on the amount of tokens being bought every quarter and being burned. So this is just the moonshot to show you what other projects have done. Some are similar to Bankii, some are not. But the flagship that I want to draw attention to is the BNB token. Now, for many of us who don't understand, so the BNB token was initially issued as on an ICO back in 2017. The ICO actually started at, let me write here, guys, because this is crazy. So the ICO started at 15 cents, right? And then I think this was July. And then after that, for whatever reason, some people sold. And then the token went as down as this particular value here. I think this was October 2017, right? So this was the lowest. So if you were fortunate to buy this token at the lowest here, the BNB token, and you have held it up until on this date, you would have made 1.4 million% on your tokens bought at this particular price. Okay. Now, I doubt there is any outsider who would have bought this token here and they would have held it up until now. I'm not saying there isn't, but I doubt. But definitely that those who are part of the vision, those who are part of the team, I'm 100% sure that they might have bought at this particular price and they might have held. In fact, there are rumors that CZ, one of the co-founders of Binance, actually has about 60% of the total token supply. Why? Because he's been buying up this token every time there's a dip. Why? Because he understands what they are building and what they are working on, right? So it's amazing what can happen with this particular token. I mean, if you look at the Trust token, I mean, I've been using the Trust wallet for a while now. I don't know what is the real use case of this particular token, but you can see it's up 31,000% from its all-time low of that particular price, right? You can see other tokens. So this is not new in crypto. It is quite common. Tokens doing quite a lot, especially on utility projects like the Binance, right? So you can then look at, follow the project or the Bankii project and see how it actually performs. I'm not saying that it will do something like this, but it's definitely a possibility. If you look at if you look at the utility of the token as well as what is on the pipeline, of course, this calls for a game of patience, right? This 1.4 million% was done since, it's from 2017 up until now. So it's quite a few years. But of course, those who are patient in crypto do end up reaping the rewards. So anyway, how the pre-sale was designed for this project. Phase 1, that is the price 0.005. I'm saying was because I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this video. Phase 2 is 0.001, phase 2 is 0.05, right? And the public launch price is actually 0.05. Now, at the time of this recording, phase 1 is almost sold out. Phase 2 has not even been started yet. And then, at the public launch, that is what the price is actually going to be, right? Now, we don't know what's going to happen at launch. Will the price, go down? Maybe these people are wanting to buy, even if that were to, are wanting to sell, even if that were to be the case. Remember, the project is selling different crypto cards and all of that. So with the funds that they generated from there, they will actually be buying this token and banning the token. So that will sort of like ensure like a steady buy pressure for the token, at least every quarter. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that and watch. One of the key metrics is that the project is aiming for 1 million members. I mean, South Africa alone has got 7.6 million people using crypto or have used crypto. If you look at the penetration in Africa, more than 20% of the African population is using crypto, and Africa has got 1.4 million people. You've got the Middle East, you've got South America, you've got South Asia, and all of those people are a target for this project. So it remains to be seen as to how quickly will this project get to 1 million users, right? So So there is a bit of a disclaimer at the bottom there. So the team is aiming to do this in the next 1 billion in market cap. And in the next 2 to 5 years, I think it's possible to do that much sooner, but it remains to be seen. So I did tell you that in the beginning. I will tell you why this project is dear to me. So the reason is that I'm also one of the people behind the project. I'm one of the co-founders of the project, together with my business partner, Mr. Zaid Hassan, all the way from Saudi Arabia. That is why the project is based in Dubai, because one of the founders is actually from Saudi Arabia, and Dubai is, of course, a fintech hub. Right now, at least they're setting themselves up to be the fintech hub of the world, right? So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Any question you might have. I am going to leave all the details regarding the project, in the comments for you to have a look at. And then, of course, you're more than welcome to reach out to me to ask any question you might have regarding the project. For now, take care, do your own research. Never get into crypto with any money that you're not willing to lose. It is an emerging technology. As such, there will be ups and downs, even though I do believe that in the long run, this space is poised for greatness, right? So have yourself a great evening, a great day, and God bless. Take care.